Anyway, guys, welcome to Terminus Tuesday. I am Exiled. I am again joined today by Kwin and Ghost Kali. Today we will be talking. We're actually going to be going over a lot of information that was pretty much dumped into our laps at the last second. Seems like the WildStar devs couldn't wait to get the information out to us, so they kind of give us a little sneak peek of what's going to be coming out tomorrow. So, alright.
It's like they gave no fucks and gave us everything.
Pretty much. They were just like, we're just going to do everything and just, you know what, screw it, just give it to them all. So they dropped everything into our laps, and so we're kind of stoked about that one. We definitely look forward to that. Alright, so first off, we're going to go over what was covered last week, what should have been covered this week, but because they had Thanksgiving, they actually didn't do a stream or anything like that. So we're actually going to go over the Stalker gameplay shortly, because we have a huge one that we want to get over, that we want to cover, obviously, for huge obvious reasons. So, God, you're such a douchebag with the glasses, goddamn. Anyway.
Oh, I'm still wearing my douche glasses.
What douche glasses? Anyway. Alright, for those of you who haven't seen it and everything, let's go ahead and we're going to play the DevSpeak video for the Stalker, alright? Here we go.
Hey, I had fan requests for those sunglasses. Okay. No.
Welcome to WildStar. This is DevSpeak. Disclaimer. So you know that class in every game that has a huge advantage because he can walk around invisible?
I like my douche
Well, we call that class the Stalker. Whoa. Chill out. We didn't make the Stalker overpowered. But they are pretty sweet. In a ninja kind of way. After all, he is Batman Wolverine Predator. The Stalker is an opportunistic stealth melee assassin that uses speed, evasion, and clever combinations of abilities to perforate helpless foes. The Stalker toolbelt comes with retractable claws, high-tech gadgets, medium armor, and ridiculously futuristic nanoskin. It's ridiculous. So, he's got claws. Shing. Claws are the perfect weapon for this martial arts master to chain lightning-quick combos and position-based strikes. High-tech gadgets help a Stalker keep targets within their grasp. Stun, root, tether, close the gap, and start poking. Nanoskin is the key to a Stalker's power. Take Professor Hambone here. Nanites within her body allow her to siphon health, absorb damage, create clones, and of course, turn invisible. Even in combat. Is that grass moving? And with limited action set, you get to decide if you want to roll more ambush style or disruption specialist. You can do huge amounts of damage or go straight up tank. How do you tank with medium armor? Well, you can always use your nanites to beef up. Or, be good. And don't get hit. Well, that's all I can get into for the Stalker. Hit up the website for all kinds of information. Have you heard of social media? Well, why don't you try using it? Come on, homie. The devs are listening. I'm alive. What happened? Wait. Friend. Who are you? What unrevealed class are you?
And I think we know now that is the medic. Alright, so that was the Stalker DevSpeak that they released last week on Tuesday. It was just before the stream. So basically, just to go over a little bit of information about the Stalker, since Kwin only did her homework on one class.
The only thing I got out of that video is that I wanted to be a pink dragon, and I was paying attention to all the new hairstyles that weren't in any other videos.
Okay, so moving on. Okay, so basically, so the Stalker is basically going to be the one stealth class that pretty much has become the standard of MMOs these days. You kind of got to have at least one stealth class in the game. If you don't, it's kind of like, well, you know, it doesn't vary out the gameplay very much and everything if you can see everybody on the battlefield all the time. always throw in that little surprise in there. So that's our surprise. The Stalker is going to be our stealth class for the game.
The grass moves. I'm very excited about
Yes, and that was very
So
interesting. And the fact that you can use things like the grass and the water and things around you to detect where a stalker was, because that's how it is in real life. If we had stealth in real life, I mean,
Honestly,
you can go
not
stealth
I'm
and
gonna pay attention
everything.
to the grass.
It's like, I mean, yeah, it's like, you just got to look at the grass to see where they're at, or, go stand in some water, and that's a clear indication of where they're going to be at. So, that, for me, that was huge. I was like, that was definitely a huge thing for them to do, to include that into the game, and I was like, oh, that's awesome. So, I'm just going to sit there and just, like, meditate and be like, is grass moving? Yes. Okay.
I'm
Get
gonna be
ready.
so paranoid.
Run.
So excited.
I'm not even gonna stay
I'm
and fight.
Batman.
I'm Batman. I should lick
There's like
grass.
a little bunny critter in the grass making it move, and we're so paranoid.
Right.
Right.
All right. So
That's my
so-
mini pet. Sorry.
So their weapons, as you guys can see, were the retractable claws, which apparently have different types of claws. They range from anywhere from having 2 to 3 little claw things on each claw, downright to having just a gigantic long sword on there, which was pretty awesome too.
Yeah, like that blade in the video.
Yeah, so I mean, can you imagine? It's like, oh, I need to open this door. It's like shink, and then just stab the door. That's what I would do at least. Open all my doors that way. Like, you got a key? Yeah, I got a key. Shink, and then open the door. That's my key. What's up? So
You make carpenters very happy.
you right, baby.
I know
you
how
gotta
I'm
call.
making my money in this game.
All right, like, okay. When you're gonna have to
Replacing
call
your doors.
You're gonna have to call the carpenter again. I kind of broke the damn door again. So their armor type is gonna be the medium, the medium armor. So it's obviously stronger than light, not as quite as tough as heavy
Not as
armor,
squishy.
but yeah, it kind of makes them not squishy, but not horribly hard to kill either. And I think that's good for them because you don't want to go in there with being a stealth class and trying to, they say with a stealth class you're supposed to go in there and poke and move. That's supposed to be the stealth class. Yeah. All right, great. That's not me. I'll go in there and I'm gonna do as much damage as I can before I die. Cause like my whole objective is to die, but take somebody with me, and I never do. I suck that bad at PvP. That's why I don't do it. However, I believe that maybe I might be able to get half a kill this time instead of maybe like a 10%
Half
kill
a
that I
kill.
usually get. Yeah, half a kill.
Half a kill.
I'll have to have somebody else come with
Well,
me
I'll
to
be
finish them
running in
off.
the opposite direction. While you try to get half a kill.
Like, come on! I need my heals. Maybe I might
I'll
be able to get.
far gone.
Maybe I might be
Far
able to get 75% if you're healing me. Maybe we never really know. You kind of gotta go play by ear on that one. So, but we got the medium armor on there, and then some of the abilities that we saw. Obviously, they're stealthing. I don't think you can just like stealth in between the mobs the way that he was doing in the video. I think that was just for cinematic effect. I mean, because if you can really just stealth between a mob that's looking right in your direction and it not do anything, that's a bit overpowered to me. Even in World of Warcraft, if a rogue was stealth and he got too close to somebody, he would become visible to that person. So I would say, that that was for cinematic effect, and like they're still gonna have that distance factor in there as far as how far you can go before you can be seen. Another thing on there that we saw was the fact that that they could go back into stealth after going into combat, which was basically called I think it was emergency stealth. Obviously, that's kind of like our vanish for the rogues. So it's a huge thing because one, it'll let you get away, either run away from combat, or it'll let you be able to give you a minute to get those cooldowns back up so that you can start going ham on them again, and getting all up in that ass. So yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting to see
All up in
exactly
that ass.
all up in that
All
ass.
up in there.
So it's going to be interesting to see exactly what it is that that the Stalker is going to have to offer for these. Now some of the the speculations as far as, I mean, what do you guys think as far as the kind of roles that you think these guys will be going to be playing? I mean, do you see them playing as a main tank, or do you see them more of as like an off tank, you know, doing like something else?
Well, they already answered that question. They said he was going to be off tank. Didn't
Only?
they? I'm pretty sure they did.
Do you think it's only going to be an
I
off
could
tank?
see him maybe main tanking 5-mans. Like evasive tanking.
Well, I mean, but that's
in a
how
raid
it's always with
situation,
anyone. But I'm thinking like, yeah, more like a raid. Like if they're gonna
tank.
main tank a boss or something like that. Because, you know, the
Unless
worst
it's
thing
a boss
you
where
can
have
do
to
is
defend
tell a tank that it's like, oh, okay, you're the shit tank. You know, you're not gonna do anything important. You're gonna go over there and
You
pull
pull all
all
the trash.
Yeah, you're the trash pull tank, and it's like, well, what the fuck did I play a tank for if all I'm gonna do is pull trash? I want to tank a damn boss. That's my mentality for it. You know, if I go in there and I plan on tanking, if I go in there and people start telling me, you know, oh, okay, you're gonna trash mob pull or trash mob tank, I'm gonna be like, all right, why don't you get a warrior or another warrior in here, because then I'm gonna go DPS, because I am not trash tank or trash pulling tanking. Like that's
do
not
whatever
me.
you're told.
No, I refuse.
Yes.
No.
If
I
they
will-
tell you to make off tank, then you off tank.
No,
Shame on
screw
you.
that. I am the guild
Shame on
leader.
you.
I will play my own damn role. Listen to me. I'm tanking. Damn it, it's what I do. Anyway,
Be a warrior then,
man,
or the other non-disclosed class that. you
what
shouldn't
the
be
engineer? They talked about it earlier. What are you talking about? We're gonna go over that too. Anyway,
I-
before
I
we get
know.
ahead of that, it's called off tank. OP, I know it's called off tank, but off tank means you're off doing nothing, rather than main tanking where you're taking all the damage and getting all the heals and everything, and the bitches love you. You get no love from the bitches
Oh,
if
just
you're an off
suck
tank.
it up and take it.
I'm just saying, off tanks don't get any love from the bitches. Okay. Anyway, like I was saying, so as far as it goes, so we pretty much know what the role's going to be for raids and everything. Now PvP, on the other hand, I think is going to be fun. Just because like this is going to be a kind of class where you can't really kite them, because the second you try to kite them and get away from them, they're going to stealth. They're going to use that emergency stealth so that they can,
And
you know,
tether
yeah, they're going to tether you. They're going to do all those things and everything. So it seems like the warrior and the stalker both have a tether, and to close the gap. And it looks like the stalker also had that little leap attack where he can close the gap too. So there's a lot of different abilities that they can use to close gaps, which is definitely gonna be nice to see, because a lot of people were worried about espers and spell slingers being able to outrange a stalker and a warrior in that case, because of that. But I don't think there's going to be an issue with that. I don't think so at all. With all the different gap closers we have and everything, I mean, it's obviously it's going to be situational and everything. With all the gap closers we have, I don't think we're going to have an issue with stalkers dying to any of the classes as long as they're played correctly. So that's definitely going to be fun times to see there. So, I mean, what do y'all guys think? Do y'all think it's going to be kind of different, or kind of like the same playstyle as a rogue, or what?
Probably the same as the rogue. It's lots of
I think it's gonna be
around
like
and-
playing as Batman, Wolverine, and the Predator.
Batman, Wolverine, okay. Nice job quoting the dev speak.
Right?
Alright, and Kevin, what were you saying? I'm sorry.
I think it's gonna be a lot of movement. It's gonna be one of those classes where you have to constantly move around. That's not
Yeah.
for me per se, but I don't know how I'm gonna go up against that, because literally
And that's gonna
I'm a
bug the
keyboard
shit out of
turner.
me. Like I can
It's a
see
problem.
that. I can see that bugging the shit out of me, because like, you know, this is basically the stalker. He comes up to you and he's jumping everywhere, jumping behind you, jumping to the side of you, jumping in front of you, jumping behind you again, and that's all they're doing the entire time, and they're just attacking you over and over again, and you're like, which way do I look? Shoot him! No, fuck, I missed! Goddamn it! No, fuck! I'm done! I'm out! And you quit.
especially with everything being telegraphed, so you have to face the person in the right direction.
Yeah.
You're screwed.
Yeah, so in the telegraphs and everything, and oh my god, dude, I think stalkers in PvP are gonna be a force to be reckoned with on there. So it's gonna be very crazy to see what kind of things they can pull off on there, especially because like, oh, you're gonna run, nope, tether, then they destroy the tether. Oh, you're gonna run again, I'm gonna, pounce to you or whatever it's called, and then they're like, oh, you're gonna slow me, nope, screw that, I'll just go stealth again, wait for the slow to wear off, and then fall you again. So it's like, well, shit.
Or spam that F key to break out early.
Yeah, right. Spam the keys to break out early and everything. So, or just roll out, because I think they said that you can also roll out as well.
There, babyface.
Hold on, real quick.
And I don't think it's not just the Stalker class that's going to be all moving and everything. I think all the classes are going to be like that. I mean, sure, there's going to be some abilities where you have to stand still to like charge them up. Like the Spellslinger had that one ability where they had to charge it up. They didn't have to, but they could charge it up to 4 ranks to get the most DPS. Yeah, long shot.
Yeah.
And I think Esper has some like that too. But for the most part, everybody's going to be mobile. So you're all going to be running around circles with each other.
Well, that's the thing, though, is that it may not be the case. I mean, there may be something over there that, you know, and we don't know for sure and everything, but there may be abilities that you may not be able to move with, you know? I mean, not everything. I don't think they're going to make everything mobile, because if everything's mobile, then it's definitely going to be a different type of game, but I just don't think... I don't think it's gonna be like that. You know what I'm saying? I think there's gonna be abilities that you're gonna be required to be stationary with.
So
you realize you got that chat on my face, right?
Around the Rosie.
Hey, yeah, I do see that. It is gonna be a huge game of Ring Around the Rosie and everything, but at the same time, it's Ring Around the Rosie while lining up your shots and punching them in the face at the same time. So, and that's gonna be kind of hard to do. So, yeah. All right, so.
That's not my PMs. That's his PMs. He's the one that's got my face covered.
What? PMs? Ah, crap. My bad.
Fail.
Alright, there we go. I couldn't see my main screen, so I didn't know that was happening. Alright. We got it fixed. Alright, we're good.
Apparently I was hiding. I was trying to be all ghost-like.
He was like... Anyway. Alright, so... Okay, so that pretty much covers... I mean, there wasn't a whole lot of information on the Stalker release, simply because there really isn't a lot to release for a Stalker. I mean, it's your basic rogue class, so, you know, it sucks that they couldn't do a stream of it and everything, so we can get a better idea of the kind of abilities and things that they can do. Hopefully, maybe on Saturday when they do their stream, they'll do like a half and half. They'll do half of, you know... of the Stalker to catch up on there, and then the rest of it, you know, will be of the medic that they're gonna do. But
maybe like a third Stalker.
Huh?
Maybe like a third of the stream.
A third of stream? Or okay, yeah, a third of the stream be Stalker, and then the rest of it be medic. Okay.
Yeah.
That's your thoughts. Okay. But speaking of medic though, that was our huge discovery today, was that one of the unreleased classes was the medic, the other being the engineer. But the huge thing was that the one that we're going to be hearing about this Saturday and for the rest of the week is the medic. Everything's medic this, medic that. I'm actually kind of I'm actually kind of sick of hearing it now, just because there's so much people talking about medic and everything. And medics are definitely an interesting looking class. It was very weird to see. However, I'm gonna let Kaywin take over from here since she took all the notes on the medic.
I did take all the notes, but I am not excited about this class.
I'm not excited.
Sorry.
She took all the
I'm not excited. If anything, you just confirmed that I'm going to be an Esper, because I was waiting for the main healer type class, and this is not what I'm looking for.
Well, there you go.
I was like, what are the weapons? They have resonators, pretty much like giant shock pads.
That's what I was thinking too. They look like giant shock pads.
Like giant shock pads. Not excited about that. I mean, they look cool, but they're so blunt. I need something with an edge.
Something with an edge?
What do you mean they're blunt? I feel like I'm in an episode of Star Trek. I'm scanning them with my tricorder.
No, and it's like, when he used like the discharge move, like the main move, it had like 3D telegraphs coming out, and it was like kind of like lasers, but no lasers actually shot from it. And I'm sorry, everyone's gonna hate me.
It looked like a laser light show. It did.
The particle effects, like every effect for every skill, just wasn't doing it for me. Like,
right? She wanted a staff.
Why does everything have to be squares? Like, except for the probes. Those are the only things I saw that was circle. But the CC's skills was squares. The areas on the ground were squares. Everything coming out of the shock paddles were squares. It's like, no,
it was a diamond. Which is just a sideways square.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. Is it still? Are they working on that really hard? Because I don't know. This particle effect just didn't look okay to me.
It's I don't know. Like it's weird because I didn't expect the medic to come out with resonators, is what they call them. I did not expect that. I don't know.
To call them shock paddles.
Let's do it this way. Since I don't know if everybody's seen the DevSpeak video that they did for the medic, so that y'all can see what we're talking about as far as the shock paddles go. But let me show y'all that real quick, and show you exactly what these damn resonators look like, because it's very just weird. Take a look.
I'm excited that they tried something new, but personally, it's not my thing.
Right.
I think when they're on the back, it reminds me of that other game, Warframe, or whatever. Not Warframe, but whatever it was with the where you make
Welcome
the
to
suits of
Wildstar.
armor.
This
It felt
is
like I was
DevSpeak.
playing that.
Disclaimer.
Yeah,
Today we're
because
gonna
they
take
have
a
those
look at a
giant
class
wings on
that
the back.
We've been keeping secret for a while. Well, sort of. You can see him right there. And there. But today, we're going to talk about it. It's called the Medic. Our goal with the Medic was to make an ultra high-tech, close-range, hybrid healer and damage dealer. Think Tron meets Neurosurgeon, only weaponized. And like all our classes, we want it to be mobile, challenging, and fun. Not about some UI minigame. So medics come equipped with resonators, stations, probes, medium armor, and a medical degree. Resonators allow medics to charge or channel powerful diagnostic fields that mend wounded allies or devastate healthy enemies, often simultaneously. How is this achieved? Science. Medics can also deploy persistent fields called stations. Stations let them strategically control the battlefield by leaving fixed zones for damage or healing. Probes are little AI scanners that can be attached to allies and enemies. Healing, damage, buffs, debuffs, whatever you need, just probe it. And when the time is right, you can re-trigger the probes to detonate. Boom. Finally, we equip medics with medium armor, which is good because sometimes you'll need to get up in a boss's grill and heal your homies. Well, that's it for our preview of the Medic. Check out the site for more info on this crazy doctor. Give us a shout on social media. Let us know what you think. Remember, the devs are listening.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that whole just probe it section on there. That's kind of just creepy, right? Like I feel like I'm gonna be abducted
Sounds
by
right up your alley.
aliens. I feel like I'm gonna be abducted by aliens just so that they can probe me, and it's like they don't just probe, a little bit here and there and then move on. No, they want to probe everything and stick a probe in places and leave a probe in places. And like no, so
They want to probe the probe.
Yeah, and I'm like, no, it's not working for me. No, we probe deep. Ew.
I'm happy that they're going a different route with close range combat healer. I don't think I've ever seen that or paid attention to something like that in a game.
Yeah, I mean they definitely have never done that before. Every healer you've ever heard of has always been, let me target them and off in the back of the corner, and they don't really get into the fray of things, and I think this is going to be a perfect class for people who are tired of just sitting there and saying, I'm tired of looking at fucking bars. I want to be in the action, killing the boss and healing my allies at the same time, and I think this is a perfect class for them.
That hurt and heal combination.
Right, yeah, and it looks like a lot of their abilities are doing damage and healing, and possibly both at the same time. So we'll have to see what happens on there. God, I wish people would just stop. Okay.
Medium armor for a healer. That also seems weird to me. Like I've been a healer in every game that I've played. I like my light the armor, and I like being squishy. So this is definitely like a step out of my comfort zone.
Mm-hmm.
I'll definitely try it. Just for the sake of science. But other than that, I don't know if it'll be my main.
Well, I guess to me it kind of makes sense just because of the name. Because if you think about it, like StarCraft, the medics over there, they had, they kind of had heavy armor and everything, but they had the huge bulky armor and everything for their medics and everything so that they could heal them. So it kind of makes sense, based off the name alone, that they kind of went with medium armor on there. And plus, I mean, you go into the middle of a battle with a boss and everything, you don't want to go in there with light armor just so you can be all like, alright guys, I got you, you're dead. It's like, what? You just got one shot. And I was like, what the hell? So I'd be like, nope, done. Next. So I think it's a good idea that they went with the medium armor on there. Ghost.
It kind of reminds me of like Paladin, because when the Paladin, they were plate healers in World of Warcraft, so it makes sense to have a heavier armor wielding heavier armor wearing healing class than just like your priests and your shamans.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
I know I'm using WoW references, but it makes the point.
It's gonna be crazy to see in the middle of a raid and everything where you're all like, all right, guys, I'm gonna need all the melee to be, up in the boss's face and everything, and it's like, all right, and I want Kwyn, you're gonna go over there too, since you're playing medic, quote unquote. I know you're playing Esper, just saying for instance. Be like, all right, Kwyn, you're playing medic and everything. I want you to go over there and heal all the allies and do damage to the boss. And it's like, and if Kwyn was that type where it was like, she wanted to do damage too, she'd be like, fuck yeah, I get to do both. It's like I'm the end all, the heal all, end all healers of everything. So it's like, all right, no, I will not be off tanking the others.
We have a party of 5. There's a tank, obviously. There's the main healer,
right,
and then there'll be an off healer, and then pure DPS.
I don't think so. I think it still be just with your basic trinity
off
on the.
Off healer would be DPS.
I think that would work out really well too, like bringing in 2 DPS, a medic, and then a main healer and tank. That would work out really well because the medic can go in there and provide those extra heals to the tank while he's DPS and the boss, and the main healer can worry about making sure that the rest of the group stays alive too and everything. That'd be an awesome way to group things up. A great way to look at it.
When they were doing their second stream with the Spellslinger, they had their party, and I think the Spellslinger was the main healer, and then they had another Spellslinger doing DPS and heals at the same time, and they blew through that instance like it was nobody's business.
Yeah, and I think they did that just because at least all 5 of them were actually experienced players, and they were fine. They knew what they were doing. So
yeah, and they were all on the dungeon team. They're all dungeon devs, but other than that, it looked like they knew what they were doing.
Yeah, it did look like they knew what they were doing, and that they had everything under control on there. So it's refreshing to see good players finally do something in there instead of like the previous 2 weeks where we had just shit players going in there and trying to do something and just horribly, utterly failing.
Be nice.
Plus,
they were.
Think back in World of Warcraft, like with Nadraxis, where you had those fights where you had to DPS race the boss. Well, now you have a healer that can both DPS and heal at the same time. So you're just adding into that to be able to meet that DPS race. That's going to be nice.
Yeah,
I think that's a great idea.
And you're not going to have to worry about healing and everything because that medic's going to take care of all the heals, and all the heals they're going to damage the boss and everything. So I think it's going to work out very well. The medic is going to be a very versatile class and everything. Definitely not for me, but it's going to be a very versatile class for them to go through, and it's going to be very interesting to see what they do now. In PvP is going to be even more interesting. Kwyn, did you take notes on that, or did you have any speculations for that?
PvP? No.
Yeah, no. Yeah. All right. So anyway,
well, shoot. Just look at that section of that video.
I'm interested in.
Yeah, the last part of the last section of the video where they're all just going ham.
Lasers firing everywhere.
Yeah. It was crazy. I was like, what the hell is all of this? Yeah, it was like, let me see right here.
It's a Bruce Springsteen concert. Look at all them lasers.
That's
this part right here.
Dear God.
Check out the site for
like,
more
look
info
at all
on
of
this
those
crazy
lasers just
Give us
going
a
off
shout on
everywhere. I mean, you have 50 million lasers going, and I'm pretty sure it was for exaggerated effect right there. They probably had like 2 groups of like nothing but medics just going crazy at each other and everything. That's why we saw so many lasers going everywhere. But still, it's the point of there was a shitload of lasers going everywhere, and it was like, I don't know who's going where and who's killing what. So it's gonna be very crazy to see exactly how they're gonna work this out when the game goes live. So lost my train of thought. Did you have anything else on that, Kwyn?
I do not. Pretty much sums up close range.
What was your biggest disappointment?
No staff class.
No staff.
so
I don't know. I don't know
I
why.
want staff.
I don't know why Kaylin, for some reason, just was dead set on playing something with a staff, and she wanted that staff so bad. And when we found
She
out,
just wants to carry around a
Just,
big
like,
stick.
make some really awesome, like, sci-fi looking staff thing that I could get really.
and here's the thing though, is that in the future they may release a class in the future that does have staffs, and then Kaylin's gonna be like, finally! I didn't promise you nothing. I said maybe in the future they might have a staff class. Anyway,
False hope. False hope.
giving her false
What are
hopes.
they gonna do? How are they gonna have a staff class? There's no way they have.
Maybe if the
They really
staff
have
is
to
also a
pretend
rifle?
That
I don't want a gun. I want a magical fairy rainbow staff.
what the f- a magic
unicorn horn on top.
I want a poopy staff.
You also want to be a bunny, don't you?
Oh
I
god.
do. You won't let me because I joined your guild.
Right.
Dude, you won't let me.
Oh no!
Yeah, sorry, going Dominion. Anyway. But yeah, so definitely going to be a lot of fun to see that and everything. It looks like they have pretty much utilities to do both. They also have the ability to go pure DPS and everything, where none of their abilities heal, and it just does pure DPS. I'm kind of curious as to just how good their DPS is going to be if they have no healing abilities or anything like that. Because obviously, in my thought process is if they're healing and damaging at the same time, it's kind of going to be split. Like half the damage will heal, the other half will do damage. And it's like, when they do pure DPS, I'm wondering just how good that DPS is going to be. They're going to go up there and be all like, clear! And, and just and basically call it a day and be like, alright, he's dead. Let's go home, guys. So I want to see something like that. So, but I mean, what do you think? Do you think their DPS is going to be better than that? Or better, like, let's say comparable, let's say like maybe a DPS Stalker or even Spellslinger?
Oof. Well, I mean, with those high DPS classes like the Stalker and the Slinger, I don't think they're ever going to maybe match that high of a DPS, but I still think it'll be comparable to maybe a bad Stalker.
A bad Stalker? Oh, that's good.
Somebody that just rolls their face across the keyboard. Hey, I can match that DPS.
I can. That's how it goes.
Nice.
Alright, so on here, the other piece of information that we received, and that we're not gonna go into it too heavy right now because this is gonna be next week's huge drop that they're gonna do, and we won't have the Saturday video to go over it and everything. We'll have the dev speak that they released, but not the or no, actually I don't even think we'll have the dev speak. We won't get that till Wednesday. We'll touch on it lightly and everything. They didn't release the dev speak, but the engineer was released earlier. Zam sat down with the developers and had an entire interview, which Kwin so kindly linked into the chat. They had a huge interview with them discussing everything that had to do with the engineer. And the engineer was just this, huge badass that was basically, they are our dedicated pet class. They're the ones that, are going to be our hunters, they're going to be the ones that are our rangers and everything from all those other games that we always want a pet class. They always have to do some type of pet class. I'm not huge on it.
But this is heavy armor pet class. It's different.
Okay, yeah, that's
Right?
true. It is different. However, what is the point in giving a pet class heavy armor and pets? They have pets. Their pets should be the ones with the heavy armor while they're wearing fucking paper mache. Like, what's the point in giving the character the ability to wear heavy armor? I mean, I'm assuming heavy armor comes with tank responsibilities. They're going to be a tank class. They're going to be our mid-range tank class. Somebody that, and I don't think that you can tank with your pet, not when it comes to raiding. So I think the pets are going to be purely for DPS when it comes to raiding and everything.
I don't know. I think they're going to have some tank pets too.
Well,
They may not be like
So
tank
you're a
pets
tank,
for.
and then your pet can tank.
right?
That makes no sense.
We're so good, we can tank twice.
Right? Well, I don't think
I don't need an off tank. Like, I got my own pet tank.
Well, because like I said on there that it did have a tank pet called a was it brutalizer pet or something like that, or bot, brutal pot or something. Anything, so whatever. It was called some kind of bot that did have an ability to taunt and interrupt. So having the ability to taunt and interrupt on there was very interesting, because obviously, you know, interrupting, if you do it at the right time, interrupting something like that could cause a moment of opportunity, or what they call a moo. But that would help you out a lot during.
Called a moo?
They called it a moo. You didn't? Oh my god, they've been calling that a moo the whole time. Like in the, I think it was in the second
I'm thinking you're
stream.
making that up.
I'm telling you, they did it. They did it in the stream. They were all like, "Oh yeah, it's called a moment of opportunity or a moo." I was like, "Moo."
You're just covering up for your cow.
What?
You said one of those cow moments. You just had to moo. And you're like, oh, I'm just gonna make it up things. And
Moo.
just moo.
I'm just gonna moo. It's a moment of opportunity. It's a moo. Okay. Anyway, it would create a moment of opportunity where their health bar turned purple, and you could do the extra damage on them and everything. And they said that every class is going to have their own stun ability as well, so that basically, right there alone, gives the engineer 2 stuns, or an interrupt and a stun. And obviously, if you interrupt something, they're going to be like, ugh, and they're not going to what to do. Still have the purple bar, you're going to do more damage to them. So that gives them 2 times that they can do a moment of opportunity on these mobs, which means that their ability to destroy stuff should increase like crazy. Why do y'all keep talking about me in chat? This is not fair. You guys are so mean to me. Anyway.
Right.
If they're making the engineer a tank and they're giving them a pet, they're gonna nerf the hell out of those pets. There's not gonna be.
That's what I was thinking too.
Awesome.
That's what I was thinking too, and I think you know, having that pet be able to taunt and interrupt and everything may sound like a great idea, but I bet you he gets himself killed in the process. I bet you anything that pet is going to get himself killed in the process, because they're not going to have a whole lot of health, or if they do have a lot of health, they won't have a lot of armor.
They said that they're going to make them more sustainable in raids, though. They're not going to let AoE affect the pets as much.
Yeah, but that's in raids, and whenever you're doing raids, you know, you're not going to bring your tank pet for that. You know, you're going to bring your DPS pet. You're going to bring, you know, the assault bot and whatever the other 2 damn bots were. Probably the one that does that AoE field and slow thingamajigger. Was it disruption bot or something like that?
Their faces, by the way, are adorable.
Yeah, in the DevSpeak video, I don't know if you guys saw that, but in the DevSpeak video, they had this one. It was a new. What did they call it? It was a new WildStar flick.
WildStar flick.
Yeah, and on that WildStar flick, it actually had the guy on there at the very end. It was hilarious. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna pull that up because it was too funny just to not watch it. Let's see if I can bring it up here real quick. Here we go. Okay, so play, you stupid thing. Alright, go to YouTube, close that. Alright, so watch this, guys. This shit is hilarious.
I have a pen, by the way. This is not a wand.
Fill her up, barkeep. I got me woes aplenty. Alright, here, let me get this thing out.
Oh, I haven't seen this one yet.
Sure, come to Nexus, they said. A marauder's paradise, they said. Towns and villages ripe for raiding, looting, and pillaging. For a simple, hard-working scallywag like myself, it sounded like the perfect place to buckle down and do me bloody business. So where'd be the problem, you might ask? The whole planet's crawling with psychopathic killers! Oh. Warriors. Armed to the bloody teeth! If they ain't chopping you to bits, then they're blowing you to hell with those arm cannons. And people call me a bloodthirsty bastard. Being gutted by an honest blade be one thing. But these espers use their friggin' minds to make swords and beasts and... What the hell is that? Don't get me started on spell slingers. Up and around like Ant-Man space demons and using their magic pistols to shoot people at home. Me blasted eyes got more patches than a leaky garbage scout. Oh. And just when you think it's okay to start terrorizing the townies, one of these bloody stalkers appears from out of the shadows and skewers you with them pig stickers. Ah, me poor liver ain't been working for weeks. Then there'll be medics. Don't let the name fool you. Them bloody resonators will shatter your bones and boil your innards. Not exactly the bedside manner I was expecting. What's that you say? Am I afraid of the engineers? Never heard of them. What are they gonna do? Change me oil and tighten me screws? Oh, bloody hell.
Too great. Yeah, too funny on there.
So good.
That is probably one of their best WildStar Flick videos that they've done so far. It was too funny, hilarious. So, I mean, that was the video that they released today that was going over all of the classes that they had released. Obviously, they didn't release too much information on the engineers, so they kind of played it off as they didn't know who the engineer was, and then the engineer comes up with all his bots just looking at him like, "What's up, bro?" and just whoops his ass again. So
I am Iron Man.
Exactly. So it's like, I mean, you know, so I honestly like this. These videos have got me so stoked for the game. Like I can't even concentrate. I'm so happy. So just
it now.
Exactly. I'm just I'm just looking forward to this for so much and everything.
Shut up and take my money.
Exactly, guys. If you guys, I swear, like if you guys are looking for an all-around MMO, WildStar is definitely the place for you to be. Looking for, you know, for battlegrounds, for arenas, for raiding, the old school raiding, the 20-man and 40-man raiding, back when raiding was actually fun. Yeah, 40-man raiding. Do you guys realize exactly how bad it was? How bad it was to get 40 people in World of Warcraft, and we're going back to that in WildStar, and it's like
that wasn't bad.
It was a pain in the ass.
That was the best time of my life.
Don't get me wrong, I loved it. I loved every minute of it, but it was a pain in the ass trying to get, 40 people together. We're like, all right, everybody's got to be on at 9 o'clock. If you're not on at 9 o'clock, we can't go raid. And it's like, what the fuck? So now these guilds...
Well, I don't know what kind of guilds you had, but mine, there was 40 people, and there was a wait list to get into the fucking raid.
I didn't have a wait list on mine. I mean, they were all like, oh, you want to go raid? I was like, hell yeah, I want to raid. And it's like, all right, let's go. And we had 40-man raids going and everything. And it was like every day they had 40-man raids going. So I don't think there was a wait list because they had so many raids going all the time. But, I mean, still, it was just like, the fact that they had all that, they were going back to the 40-man ratings, the 40 and 20-man ratings and everything. It's going to be it's going to be absolute insanity. Just insanity. It's going to be, I am super excited for this.
Are we doing 40-man raids or doing 40-man raids?
Yeah, we're doing 40-man raids. Okay. I mean, obviously, I'm pretty sure they're setting it up so that you need to do your 20-man raids to get the gear for the 40-mans. That's how it pretty much
I don't think
standard.
there's going to be 20-mans, were there?
Yeah, there is.
I thought it's just straight up 40.
No, they said there's going to be 20 and 40-man raids. So we're going to have the 20-mans and the 40-mans to go in there and start the raiding and everything. So we should be all good to go. Yeah, we're definitely going to be doing the 40-man raids. We've gained, oh my god, the past week Terminus has gained I think like around 10 members, so we are getting closer and closer to our member cap, and we're trying to cap out at like 100, and we're sitting at about 35-ish, 40, so we have plenty of room to add more and more people. So if you guys out there are looking for an amazing guild, a guild that's going to be super active and has this beautiful girl Kaywin in it, you want to come chill with her, and maybe sometimes, Ghost Kali, that's cool. Join. Yeah, I'm totally gonna exploit the shit out of you.
Thank you. Yes, my Bazinga shirt.
My bazinga. But it's definitely gonna be a lot of fun. You know, guys, here in Terminus, you know, we work hard and everything, but we play hard too. So, you know, you guys, Exiled is hotter. Thank you, Opie. I love you. I love you.
I agree.
What? You
mom.
asshole!
My mom is hotter than I am.
That's so messed up. My mom's not even here. Damn it. She better not come in here either. Anyway, but
Comes in
guys,
with the hair dryer.
so that was a small little tidbit of the engineer that they gave us this week. Next week they're gonna give us the next Wednesday they're gonna give us the dev speak for the engineer, and then following that Saturday they'll give us the stream for the engineer. So next Tuesday we will be playing. I'm assuming they're gonna do a little bit of the Stalker and then mostly Medic. This is my assumption because they didn't do any of the Stalker last week, so I'm assuming that they might do it. They might just go ahead and skip it all together, and then they're just gonna do a straight up, you know, Medic stream of nothing but the Medic, which would be fine too. So next week we will be still talking about the Medic, and we're gonna be pretty much analyzing that entire video that they showed on there about everything that is the Medic, and we're going to try and get as much information out of it as we can to see what we can postulate and theorize, and, you know, whatever we can do with the Medic on there to see just how good they're going to be.